Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana. What's up, y'all?
How everybody doing today? Tiana, how you feel?
I'm pretty good, and you?
I'm feeling pretty good. Well, as you know, we have another episode geared up for our viewers, and
Yes.
I really hope um, that they get some enjoyment out of this and be able to
Okay.
actually understand, you know, what it is that we're doing and where we're coming from um, when we talk about different topics and titles and things of that nature. All right. Today we're going to be talking about uh, are women really a service to men? Okay.
Ooh.
We're going to be talking about are women really a service to men?
Okay.
Because it's a few things that I saw that kind of sparked my attention. And then on
Mhm.
top of that, you sent something that also sparked my attention, and it kind of went hand in hand with one another. So today we're
Okay.
going to have a bonus clip. Normally we have one clip to represent, but today we're going to have
Mhm.
two clips, and
Okay.
we're going to have it from a female perspective and a male perspective. How do you feel about that?
That's what's up.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's kick this thing off then, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to start off like this. What do you think it really looks like when when a woman truly loves a man?
She's all in. She's not guarded. She's able to be loving and nurturing fully without feeling like she's being misused or um, is she's doing enough or not doing enough.
Okay,
I think she's just able to move in her feminine energy.
right. Okay. Because I think when a woman truly loves a man, she naturally starts to serve him, not out of
Right.
obligation or anything like that, but from a place deep of care.
Right.
And it's all about the devotion. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
I
how I
agree.
feel, huh?
I said I agree.
Right, that's how I feel about it. Um, so like I said, today we're gonna. It's I think it's gonna be a good one. So
Okay.
um, it might spark some interest one way or another. I know a lot of the guys might feel a certain type of way once they see it and view it, but some of you guys may need to pay attention to what's being said today and what you're about to witness.
That's good. And chime in if you do. Either way.
Right, absolutely. So let me ask you this: so how does the service actually show up in real life?
How does the service show up?
Yeah, like when a woman service a man, how does that? What
Um,
what does that look like? How does it show up?
just being attentive, paying attention to how he moves. If she know what he likes and maybe what job field he's in or the things that he's doing. If she's really into her man, then she can do some of those things or already have things set up for him, preparing a lunch or if he had a long day, having some dinner or bath water around when he got home. Um, Being engaging in his work, asking him what is he doing, is any new project he's working on, can she assist him in any way? All of those things.
Right. I totally agree with everything you just said. Everything you just
Hmm.
said was spot on. But here's the big question.
Okay.
The big question is this: why does so many men miss this sign?
I I think ego,
Okay.
because if they coming from a loving place, uh, some can be timid at first if they never received that,
Right.
but they will be willing to be open to it.
Okay.
But if you're just thinking I, then she's coming from a loving place, but you're thinking like I'm the man, I know this, I know that, or whatever. That's ego driven.
Okay. Well, this was my take on it, and I wrote something
Hmm.
down just for this particular question.
Okay.
I thought a lot of men aren't taught to recognize acts of service as love. They expect grand gestures but miss the little consistent things. How do you feel about that?
I I could say I'm 50-50 with it. I wouldn't say I totally disagree because when they mom make them a sandwich or when she tucked them in or even if it was grandma, like somebody took care of them. That's an act of service.
But you got to remember though, if it's mom as a child or grandmama as a child, they don't know the actual full extent of what's going on at that particular age. We talking
Right.
we talking adults now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I could say as an adult, I think most people have experienced what they want and what they didn't want, what they like and what they didn't like from multiple people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my ex might have did this, but then a new guy not doing this. So I think at some point in your life you do have something to compare something to.
Okay. So what advice would you give a man to help him recognize genuine love?
Just being appreciative. Being
Okay.
appreciative and being present. Because if you present, you're not gonna miss it.
Right. And being attentive, paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I can agree with that. Because I think that love looks like an everyday effort.
Right.
If this woman is carrying on a certain way every day, all day, and this is the way she moved, then I will look at that as genuine love.
Right.
Okay. So does
But
that
if you
mean women
moving
should
out of
always
ego
be?
and you
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
hmm,
ahead with your statement.
no, but I'm saying, but if you moving out of ego or you doing other things, or like we say, you're not being attentive, you're not gonna miss it until she gone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So does this mean women should always be a service to prove her love?
If she can. I mean, I don't know, like unless a woman is hurt or guarded or she just say mad if he did something, there's no way a woman is not gonna just naturally do that. Period.
Okay.
Women love to do stuff like that. It's just a natural nurturing spirit that we have.
But would it be more or less a willingness obligation? Not yeah. I think it'd be more so like a willingness obligation, though, right?
Yeah, she will want to do it.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm on board with that.
I mean, because even if you make me mad, if I say, boy, I ain't fooling with you right now, but because I said I was gonna do something, or I know, I said I was gonna be there for you or whatever it is, I'm still gonna do that. I ain't fooling with you, but I'm
Right.
still finna show up and do this.
Right. Okay. All right.
You in the
So
doghouse, but you ain't out the house.
right. Right. Not yet. Anyway. All right. So I'm gonna break it down like this.
Okay.
What does being of service really mean in a healthy relationship?
Assurance, clarity, being present,
Okay.
even when it's tough, having those tough conversations, showing up, having healthy dialogue
Right.
with respect, being respectful. I know sometimes people get heated, and people may raise their voice, not hitting below the belt, just
Okay.
handling your partner with love and care and keeping the friendship involved in a relationship. I say
Absolutely.
that all the time to everybody I know. If you just laying down with somebody and you looking at them as the object or a lust fulfillment or whatever, you're not gonna care for them like you've been caring for your friend that you've been friends with 5, 10, 15, 20 years. If you this person friend, like when something happened to you, let me call my friend. Or I want to go celebrate with my friend. Oh, I ain't heard from my friend. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you have that friendship in your relationship, then you're gonna care for your friend.
Right. I agree. It's a mutual support effort.
It is.
You have to be there for each other.
Right.
So So how do you think gender roles tie into this type of message?
I mean, I could say they could, but I just say just show up and be present and genuine. Because if the man is starting a new business and maybe his friends don't want to help him and stuff like that, maybe he got a construction business, something like that. And the woman might be like, baby, come on, I'm going to help you. And she put on the hard hat.
Right.
A gender role wouldn't necessarily uh, be there, but she's still being present and being supportive.
Okay. So do you think
Because you
this
don't
idea still
naturally
apply?
look at,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying, you don't naturally look at women to do those type of jobs.
Right. So do you think this idea still apply in modern relationships?
Um, I don't think they're applying it. I think it still does apply, but it's gonna be for those who want to apply it.
Right. Absolutely. Because I don't think love is going out of style. It's
It's
just
not
how we define the service of it and how we
right,
support it. That's what I think.
right, right.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this.
hmm
What about same sex or non-traditional relationships? Does this still does this still matter in this particular situation?
Um, I don't know because I've never been in one, but if you got two people that's feminine, I mean, somebody still gonna have to take the garbage out. Somebody still gonna have to, unless they calling somebody else to do it.
Right.
So that's why I was like, I don't know. I believe in gender roles, but I also believe in if something needs to be done,
Okay.
if there's a person that's present and that's loving and that's caring and want to be supportive, I think the gender takes a seat.
Okay. Um, if you had to describe the tone of this message, what would you say it is?
I would say it's necessary. I would say it's urgent just because of what we're looking at today and how things appear to be.
Right.
It's like so much battle of the sexes is being shown versus love.
Okay.
And to me, that's a false perception because there are some amazing people out there, men and women, but we see the riffraff all day. And so now they're considered the majority.
Right.
And I
I
just think it's a
also
lot of,
go
uh,
ahead. Go ahead.
no, I'm just going to say, I just think there's a lot of guarded people out there, a lot of people that's hurt, a lot of people that don't show up for each other, don't have trust, and they need to heal. You know what I'm saying? So if you start just taking step by step, you know, being honest with yourself and showing up for you and then showing up for that person in your life, you won't feel like you gotta ghost people or do all this stuff. That's when love and everything else will show up.
Right. Right. But I also believe I think it's a call for men to start becoming more emotionally aware as well. Because
I can agree with that.
if you're not paying attention or you missing these signs that this woman is giving you, you're definitely
Right,
gonna miss out on something great, especially if she's that particular type of woman that's willing
right.
to go above and beyond for her man. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run this first clip, and
Okay,
when I run this first clip, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about what we just witnessed. Okay.
okay,
All right.
okay.
Listen, when a woman really loves you, she does not give you the bare minimum. Not at all, baby. She gives you more than the max. Okay? You are a priority of hers. All right? She actually, and this may sound crazy because I hear men say that they are service to the woman. But women that really love you are service to the man. Real talk. They are. Baby, they asking you, do you need anything? Are you sure? Are you good? What's going on with you? How's your day been? Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Relax. I got you. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Those women that really love you, they really about that life. They're not making excuses. They're not saying, well, if you did this for me, then I'll do this for you. No. They're just doing things for you because it's in them. You see what I'm saying? They're not doing all of that extra stuff. Because see, a woman that really loves you is going to take care of you. All right? And if you have that kind of woman, don't waste your time looking elsewhere, because it is not a lot of women in the world that is really showing you how much they love you and want you and don't want to live without you. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Okay. Let me go. I want to go first.
Okay.
Do you think that it's women out here that's truly like this?
Of course, I'm one of them.
Right. Okay. I asked you that for a reason because a lot of our conversations and a lot of time we talk, you know,
hmm
she said a lot of the same things that you say.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why that's why I posed that question to you. But on the flip side, how do you
hmm
feel about everything that she said?
I agree. And I just said this before you even played the clip. I'm like, for a woman that's truly moving in her femininity and she loves you, she's gonna do it willingly because it's just in her. It's
Right.
gonna be a natural thing. But like she said, if the woman say, if you did this for me first, she's bitter about something. She's keeping score. She was hurt before, and it's a tit for tat thing. For a woman that's glowing in her feminine energy, she's happy, all that stuff, whatever, babe, what you doing? What you need? How can I be of service to you? You need your feet rubbed. You want a massage? Are you hungry? Like all the things.
Right. Absolutely. So if a woman is doing all these things to show her love, why the fuck that men can't get it right?
I guess y'all can tell us because we not men. I don't know. And it's sad because guess what it does to us? It creates inner conflict. And now we're unhappy. Now we may stop doing stuff or we become silent and stuff like that. It's like, because we're trying to figure it out. We don't know what's making you rebel against this when it's good for you. I'm
Right.
still trying to figure it out. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you just used to being mistreated? And I've dated a couple of guys before, and they was like, "Well, maybe if you would have slapped me, or maybe you would have cursed me out, or maybe you would have hit me and told me, boy, shut the hell up." I was like, "But I never argue with you. I lay it with love. So you didn't want to accept the love. You would have accepted if I would have smacked the hell out of you. Like
Right.
that's
I mean,
crazy to me."
right. It should never have to lead to the physical for you to understand what the hell's going on before you, right before you.
But but if I never did that to you, and you're telling me that, that means that's something you experienced.
Right. So so how should a man respond when he notice this type of affection?
Accept it, say thank you, baby, and smile. That's it. And if he's not used to it, just be honest and open and vulnerable. If you know this woman love you and you feel without a shadow of a doubt this is your person, I mean, but just be honest anyway. You know what? This is something new for me. I don't want to mess it up. So give me a little grace and a little time, but I do want to accept it. This feels amazing. I just never had this before.
Right.
We go throw some extra tender loving care in there.
Okay.
On top of that.
Okay. I can agree. I agree with that because like I say from a male perspective, you know, I think it has to do a lot to do with the man wanting to be uh hard all the time, not wanting to show his affection and not wanting
Right.
to be emotional in front of his woman. I think that has a lot to do with it as well because when a woman shows you this type of an affection, the man feel it should be the other way around. The man feel that the woman should be laying her head on his shoulder versus he laying his head on her shoulder. It makes him, I guess it probably make him feel small or something. I'm not certain. I can't speak for everybody because every man
Right.
every man is not the same. But
Okay.
go ahead.
So when he's going out and he faced the world, he
Okay.
dealing with all type of stuff, right?
Right. Absolutely.
When he hanging with his homeboys, family, whoever, everybody's depending on him. Everybody's asking him for stuff. He always has to do stuff. Even when you look at Mother's Day and Father's Day, Mother's Day get blown up all over the globe. Father's Day, you getting some damn socks, some tubes, and a beer. You know,
and no,
am I
and you
lying?
know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but them damn tools is gonna be to fix shit around the house. That's what the
Exactly.
tools are for.
Exactly. So the point I'm trying to make is who takes care of this strong masculine leader man that's doing everything for everybody? Her. And you can't meet her with masculinity. So now you're asking me to be strong like you. No, this is soft, vulnerable, feminine energy over here. And this is where you're supposed to be safe and relaxed at. This is where you're supposed to be able to cry or tell me about your day or let it all go or whatever. That's what I'm here for. Men are able to take on a lot of things stress wise or this and that, fixers or whatever this and that. Women are more nurturing, emotional, caring, or whatever. That's us. So stop making women close down the natural, uh, you know, characteristics of who they are, natural essence of who they are. They're soft. Let them be soft. And when you come over here, you need this plush over here. This
Right.
ain't outside with the guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real-life stories meet real-time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Do you think there's a danger in misrepresenting the message?
Yes, because then it creates a disconnect.
Okay.
That's the biggest danger of it all. When there's no disconnect, here comes lies, here comes cheating, here comes distance, here
Right.
comes walls getting put up, and now there's no more connection, and everybody wondering what the hell happened.
Okay. So in a situation like this,
Hmm.
how should that man perceive this type of action? Should he perceive it as it's something that she's doing routinely, or is it something that she's doing strictly a pure out of love?
It could be both,
Okay.
or if she's doing a little more than what she's doing, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he took on a new role, or maybe she's noticing he's more stressed than usual. Then it's time to amp it up a little more.
Okay.
That's why I say being present is important. You meet the person wherever they're in that present time. Because what worked last week or yesterday might not work today. You might come home today shattered in pieces.
Right.
We experience death, you know, just going to extremes of the worst or the happiest. You could have got a raise or your car could have got stolen. Them wasn't your emotions yesterday. So I can't treat you yesterday how I'm treating you today.
Right. And so basically what you're saying, communication play a big role here.
Communication and being attentive. Because even when communication is not there, if you walk through that door and you looking like you hurt or you lost your best friend or you teary-eyed or you silent or whatever, I know that's not your regular demeanor. So I know something is wrong, something is off. And I'm gonna find out what it is.
Right.
If you
Oh,
if you come in ecstatic, babe, what happened? What's the good news? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why you have to be present and engaging and know your partner.
right. Absolutely. Okay. What I'm going to do at this particular time is we're going to run the clip. We're going to run the second clip, the bonus clip that we have.
Okay.
And this particular clip is from the male perspective. Okay. And then once
Okay.
we watch it, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Woman who you put your head on her shoulder and she comforts you will be the one.
And you know what sucks too? I had her and I lost her. I had her in that season of me just going with the flow. I knew where you was going and like literally my eyes are getting red. And I said, I'm not going to cry on this man's show. I had her. She wanted it. I couldn't give it because I've never seen a vulnerable man before. I've never seen a man lead with vulnerability, lead with that level of like, I'm gonna trust you with my weakness. I've always seen the great men in my life, my fathers, lead with strength. Yeah. But never lead with, I'm gonna rest my head on your shoulder. Because I did that one day accidentally on her, and she lifted up her hand and rubbed my head. And when she rubbed my head, I immediately jumped up. Because my manhood was like, no, she's supposed to be on yours. And I was like, I've never done this. Let me get up. But then when I matured, when I evolved, I was like, I'm tired of always being strong. I'm tired of always having to act like I got it together and I have every single answer. And I broke down in therapy and realized I'm not that strong. I am strong, but I ain't that strong to where I could do it all by myself.
Okay. Two different people, two
Right.
different perspectives, but the same
Right.
perspective. Okay.
Right.
So what do you feel about what he said?
First of all, I want to give him kudos for even talking about it in the open like that, you know.
Hmm.
Um, Second of all, pretty much going back to what I said. When he said I had never experienced that before, why not just tell her that? Because
Right.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think men understand when you're in leadership and even still in your masculinity, being honest is leadership. Telling the truth, leadership. Being vulnerable to even be able to delegate something for somebody else to do because you can't do it all, that's leadership.
Right.
So you're not being weak.
So how do you think?
Everybody,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish
mhm.
making your statement.
I'm just saying, everybody needs to be taken care of in one way or another.
So how do you think men can train themselves to know this type of affection?
They got to be honest with themselves and not be scared when they experience a new emotion or emotion they may have buried.
Okay.
Be honest with yourself about it and just say it out loud to the person. I'm not used to this. I feel like I like it. I want to get used to it, but I'm not. So I don't want you to think I'm pushing you off because I'm just not used to this.
Right. Like
Because that
like
provides clarity for the woman.
right. Absolutely. Then that way, if he's open and honest and upfront about that particular situation, then she probably can go back and revisit and say, okay, well, he's not used to this type of affection. So what can I do to get him used to this? How can I show
Right. And
him
she
that
gonna ask him that.
right, she's doing this out of
And she gonna
pure love?
right, and she gonna ask him, look, this is a reassurance. Look, this is a safe place for you.
Okay.
And thank you for sharing how you felt. So that didn't have me questioning myself why you jumped up like I did something wrong. Or is you seeing with somebody else, you don't want to get too close to me. So what can I do or how can I be of service to make you feel more comfortable and more safe?
Right.
And are you willing to open up to even accept that? Because I'm not here to hurt you.
So after reviewing those two clips from the male perspective and the woman perspective, do you think the
Hmm.
message can reinforce outdated gender roles?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I agree because I like even how you approached it. You said, kudos for him saying that out loud.
Yes,
So um I think that messages like this need to be heard,
they do.
and they need to be heard from um a genuine standpoint.
Yes,
That way people probably understand where the true love really lie,
right,
because I know there's women out here like this, you know,
right,
but us as men, we have to fully understand and recognize when we got that particular person,
right.
and not fumble it. You know what I'm saying? Because we will do that.
Yep,
We will do that as men.
right.
That's for sure. I know that for sure.
And, and guess what? No, it happens on both sides. Because guess what? You'll be with your guys, or The woman could have sent you an amazing, sexy picture while you was out, basically, when you get home. Now you ready to come home. They calling you a simp. Or she done
Right.
cooked amazing dinner or saying she got a surprise for you. You are happy. Ah, you geeked up because she doing this and that, wishing that they had it. Because ain't nothing out in the street. You're not finna get that out in the street. I'm sorry, you're not.
You're absolutely right.
And for the women, when the man is sending her stuff, or babe, I miss you, I can't wait to see you when you get back, or oh, when you get back, I want to cuddle, whatever it is, whatever case may be, or I got something, whatever case may be, and her friends, dang girl, you just left home. He already now you ready to go back? They outside because ain't nobody at home for them.
Right.
Y'all better stop letting these people mess y'all stuff up.
Right. That's why they outside.
Exactly.
Because there ain't nothing at home. That's why.
Y'all
Yeah,
outside getting droplets.
I
You
get
got
it.
the whole full course meal at home. You outside getting Chick-fil-A.
Oh
What you
shit.
want?
Right.
Pot roast, smothered pork chops, or Chick-fil-A?
I take that home cooked meal any day. Any day.
Exactly. Made with love.
Right. So, would you say love is more about action or intent?
Both.
Right. I
Because you
agree.
have to decide you want to be in love and you want to be committed to one person. The person may not even be there first, but you
Right.
moving in that way and acting it and speaking it, and saying that's what you want for yourself, you'll start to attract that.
Right. Right. I agree with you because because the I know for certain that the intent is the spark, but the
Right.
action that's what keep the fire burning.
Right.
So I agree with
And
you when
so
you
guess
say
what?
both.
When he said he matured and stuff like that, I bet you he had been outside for a little while. Man, I'm tired of these girls outside.
Same old, same old. Ain't nothing out there. Ain't nothing out
Exactly.
there.
And that's what he
Nothing
said
out
when he
there.
matured. That's when he thought about, like, dang, I had that and I lost it. That just be present and appreciate what you have in front of you. And if this lady is being consistent, how could there not be love? Baby, can't nobody put on a facade forever. They got to slip up at some point.
Right. So let me ask you this:
Okay.
how does the culture influence the way people show love like this?
They don't. They glorify all material things. It's like it's twisted now. Instead
Okay.
of having trust in people and respecting people and pouring into people, they pour it into things. Look at
Right.
me, look at all the things I got. And your ass is miserable.
Right.
You're miserable.
Well, okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
I know people be in different seasons of their life. Maybe some people might want to be single at a time, or they focus on, their career, making more money and traveling, or things that they want to do accomplish. And that's great. I wouldn't say they miserable, but for a person to be on this earth and say they never want love, never want to be with nobody, that's a damn lie.
Right. I can't see nobody. I can't see that being true with nobody.
Exactly.
Somebody
Exactly.
wants somebody. Somebody want to be tied to somebody some sort of way. You know,
Exactly.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that not one bit.
Exactly.
Not
Because
one
even
bit.
still, whether you want to recognize it or not, if you got a sneaky link that you've been dealing with for 5 years, baby, y'all in a relationship.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You are now watching Situations, the
tuned
podcast,
in
where nothing
your
is
number
off
one.
limits.
Okay. Should a woman receive the same level of should a woman receive the same level in return from
Absolutely.
her partner?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And maybe she didn't receive it when she was younger neither. But guess what? That's what I'm saying. When you present and you honest and you showing up and telling your truth and he telling his, y'all sitting there together. Well, we promise we gonna make our story different. We don't
Right.
have to do no traditional way. We ain't gotta listen to nobody around us. We finna do what works for us.
Right.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna be there for you and you gonna be there for me.
Okay. Well, Boy, every week we getting faster and faster with these type of conversations. You know, I think we touched on a lot of valid points. I think a lot of
Yeah,
valid points was made. The video, I think the
absolutely.
video will help someone recognize when they, especially the men, we have
Right,
to recognize when we got that particular someone, because um, they say there's women out there that's like this, you know.
right,
Um, so we have to be able to understand and recognize that, you
right.
know. So before we close out, I want to ask you this.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap it up after this one, okay? So what I want to know is, what's the big takeaway for our listeners?
Just being present, respecting another person in their time and their presence in your life. And if you allow them to be there, that means you want them there. So treat them like you want them to be there.
Absolutely.
It's not going to hurt you to show genuine love and respect and be of service. We
Right.
all using each other. It's when the misuse come into play. So stop misusing each other and ask yourself, would I want this for me? Would I want this for my daughter? Would I want this for my mama? No. So all the things you want for yourself, guess what? They need it too. Just do that.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna add to what you just stated. What I'm gonna
Hmm.
say is to the fellas, if a woman truly loves you, she'll show it through her service. Don't be blind to it. I want you guys to be able to recognize it, appreciate it, and love her back just as deeply. Because when you find that particular woman, you better hold on to her. I guarantee you. Because if she move on to the next man, now someone else is getting what you should have gotten. So, fellas, you better understand what's being said and recognize it.
Absolutely. I got
Okay.
one more thing to say too.
Go
And
ahead.
for the men that are not ready, but that are honest, is like, I ain't ready for that, and I don't even want to do you like that or break your heart. I respect y'all so much as well, because you're not out here trying to ruin a woman. You recognize she's a good person. You're not ready for that. You still want to play. So I'm tipping my head off to y'all too.
Okay.
I'm
There you
all
have it.
for people doing whatever they want to do, just being honest and letting the person decide if there's something they want to be a part of or not.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Okay, everyone. We pretty much hope you guys understood the message today, because every
Yes.
episode we bring to you, we try to bring and leave a message and hoping you guys understand the message. So what I'd like for you guys to do is get in the comments, give us your thought, give us your feedback, and tell us how you feel about what you witnessed and what you heard today. Um, Deanna, you got any closing remarks you want to give out?
Get y'all shit together. I love y'all. Y'all know I be talking, man, but no.
Oh man,
Like, I'm a lover. My birthday is on Valentine's Day, so I'm definitely a lover, a nurturer, all that. Like, for real. Like, remember the time we used to be able to hang out outside, or the guys, y'all got fly, got the car washes and their haircuts, because you want to be looking fly and ready for the girls, and the women going to the beauty salon, getting their nails done, putting on their cute outfit. Oh, I hope I see so and so there. Like, come on, y'all. It ain't lost. The only thing we got to do is just start doing it again. That's all.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, guys, there you have it. Another episode of Situations the podcast, and once again, I hope you guys can take something away from what we bring to you guys every week. But we
Yes.
ask that you guys get over to our podcast page on YouTube at Situations the podcast. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. That way you'll be aware of anything that we post. You get it first, and make sure you subscribe. Okay. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See y'all next week.